Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Space Jam. And this movie came out in 1996, and it stars Michael Jordan, and it has basically all the Looney Tunes characters that you know. And I thought this movie was fine, and I can't really defend it as a good movie, but I can certainly say it was a very entertaining movie, to say the least. Where this movie really gets going for me is once we get to that half-hour-ish mark, that's when it just gets full-on entertainment, never stops, and there's no stupid things that are getting in its way from getting dull, and it just keeps going, nothing makes any sense, and that's what I like about it. The performances in this movie, there were some good performances, some of them not so great, like the basketball players and all the actors who were like real life basketball players who were like pretending when they were not able to play basketball. It was kind of funny, but I never really bought any of them as characters. I just see basketball players and their acting isn't very good. And Michael Jordan, I never really bought him in this movie. And there were points in the film where it really required him to be pretty good, and he just didn't really deliver, unfortunately. But when it came to all the Looney Tunes and all the animated characters in the film, like, I thought they were fine and enjoyable, and I liked the Monstars in this movie. Those were some fun characters, and Danny DeVito in this movie is in it, and he's pretty funny in the movie. And Bill Murray, he's also funny, and I like him also. There are things that this film has going for it. Like, I like the mixture between 2D animation and live action, and all that stuff is really fun, and it is kind of reminiscent of Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And when I say that, I don't mean story-wise. I mean, like, in terms of, like, live action and 2D animated or 3D animation sometimes, and the special effects in the movie, sometimes they're really distracting, and I just don't believe what I'm supposed to be shown. And the worst of it is whenever human bodies are like CG. And when it first appeared in the movie, like, there was a point where Michael Jordan was like being crushed into a basketball, and that scene was genuinely disturbing to me. And my eyes were like peeled open, like I couldn't look away from the screen, and I was just horrified of like what I just saw. Like, no joke. That was one of the scariest scenes I've seen in a movie. And luckily it only happens like 2 times or more after that point, but you will remember the times when they do that, and it's very unsettling, to say the least. I also really enjoyed the film's soundtrack, and I know this movie is famous for having like one of the best-selling soundtracks ever, and it was like super popular, and it was like one of the biggest reasons as to why the film was so successful was the soundtrack, and it is very catchy and a lot of fun, and without it, the movie wouldn't be nearly as entertaining. And really, unironically, the most enjoyment I get from the movie is the Looney Tunes characters. I think they're all fun, and when it's focused on them, that's when the movie works for me. When it's not, that's where it doesn't really work for me all that much. And I just wish that it was better, and I'm kind of torn between it's kind of a bad movie, it's kind of a really fun movie, it's an entertaining movie, but I can't really say that it's a good movie, but it is kind of a guilty pleasure for me. I will be rewatching this movie because it's so much fun for me. It's entertaining, it does what it needs to, and you could not make this movie at any other time. It's basically 1996 in a bottle, just encapsulated, and it's perfect for what it is. Even if it's not like successful 100% of the time, it's still entertaining. And one thing that kind of bugged me about this movie was that whenever it was live action scenes, there were plenty of shots, especially towards the beginning, where each shot was way too close, and it was making me feel kind of uncomfortable, and it kind of felt unintentional in that way. It's like, just pull the camera back. I feel a little claustrophobic unintentionally. And that's about all I have to say about Space Jam. It's an entertaining movie, not a great movie, but it's kind of a guilty pleasure for me, and I'll definitely rewatch it, like I've said before. And with all that being said, I'm going to give Space Jam a 5 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos as always. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below you thought of Space Jam, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Easy A. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.